So how does somebody prove a nursing home abuse case in Alabama? There's 4 primary elements that have to be proven. What we're talking about generally is a case that involves negligence on the part of the nursing home. First, we have to show that the person who caused the injury, the responsible party, had a duty towards the person who was injured. And that person can be a nurse, it could be members of the staff, it could be an orderly, it could be anybody who works in the nursing home or the nursing home itself. They have a duty towards their patients, towards the people who are staying in a nursing home. The next thing that we have to establish is that the people responsible or the parties responsible breached that duty. We need to establish that what is the usual standard of care for those people, and whatever that standard is, did they violate it? So, for example, people who are bedridden, well, the standard of care is that they need to be turned over so that they avoid bed sores. And so if a nursing home doesn't do this, if they violate what they're supposed to do, they have breached their duty, their responsibility towards that person. Of course, there's other ways that it can happen, unfortunately. There can be things like financial exploitation, stealing somebody's money. It can be other forms of abandonment, other types of neglect, assaults, even sexual abuse. So there's a number of ways this can happen, but all of them involve the nursing home failing in their standard of care, failing to maintain the duty that they owe towards the residents. The third element that we have to prove is what's called causation. And by causation, I mean we have to show that the injuries that were suffered were the result of this party's, the nursing home's, failure to maintain their duty of care. You know, somebody may have an injury or other symptom that has nothing to do with the nursing home. Some people bruise very easily. It may be part of a medical condition or something else. So they may have injuries, but if it wasn't the nursing home that is responsible, and if they didn't breach any duty of care, they may not be held accountable. Other examples might be if there were injuries, but what if they're caused by somebody else? They have a terrible relative who comes in and hits the elderly person or something like that. So we need to look at those kind of things. Last but not least is proving that an injury actually occurred. Now that sounds strange. Most physical injuries are pretty easily detectable, but there's other kinds of injuries such as mental abuse and things like that, or neglect, that may be harder to prove that an injury actually occurred. You know, we can't see in somebody's head, so how do we know that there was mental abuse or verbal kinds of abuses or other things? So those are hard to prove. I think that anybody who commits the act of abusing an elderly person should be held responsible. In some instances it rises to the level of criminal, but many times it doesn't. And if you think they should be held accountable, you need to contact a lawyer who can help you with this kind of thing. If you want to talk to us, give us a call. The phone number is below. I'm attorney Andy Siegel. I hope you found this video to be helpful and informative. Thank you for watching.